Imagine waking up one morning to a long list of worries. Maybe you have school projects due, a family issue weighing on your heart, or you're feeling the pressure of fitting in with friends. You look in the mirror and ask yourself, how am I going to handle all of this today? It's a feeling many of us know too well, a mix of anxiety and doubt that can feel like it's pushing down on our shoulders. In a world where challenges appear at every turn, it's easy to feel small, overwhelmed, or even lost. But there's a story from long ago that holds a powerful message for us today. It comes from Jesus Christ, who told his disciples something astonishing: "You will do greater things than I." At first glance, these words might sound surprising. How could anyone do greater things than Jesus? To understand this promise, let's take a moment to think about who Jesus was. He performed miracles, healed the sick, and spread a message of love and hope. But when he spoke those words, he wasn't just talking about miraculous acts. He was acknowledging our human struggles and encouraging us to rise above them. Imagine being one of his disciples, facing fears and uncertainties while following someone who seemed larger than life. They experienced moments of doubt just like we do now. They wondered if they were good enough to carry on his teachings after he was gone. But instead of leaving them in despair, Jesus offered them this incredible assurance: they could achieve great things if they believed in him. Think about what that means for us today. When we face tough times, whether it's stress at school or feeling like we're not making a difference, we can remember that we have power within us. Just as Jesus empowered his disciples, he empowers each one of us. We aren't alone in our struggles. We are part of a larger story filled with potential for greatness that can flourish through kindness, bravery, and connection. As you think about your own life right now, ask yourself, what challenges am I facing? What dreams do I have that seem too big to reach? In those moments when self-doubt creeps in, remember Jesus' words. They remind us that even when we feel small or overwhelmed, we have the ability to rise up and make a difference, not just for ourselves but for those around us. Every small act of love or courage contributes to something greater. So the next time you feel burdened by life's challenges, hold on to that promise: you are capable of greater things than you can imagine. Let this thought settle in your heart as we continue exploring the depth of what it means to embrace this promise together. As we dive deeper into our journey, let's focus on one of the most powerful statements made by Jesus: "You will do greater things than I." This quote, which often gets overlooked, is rich with meaning and hope throughout our struggles. It invites us to think about not only what it means to follow Jesus, but also how we can harness that promise in our daily lives. When Jesus spoke these words, he was preparing his followers for a time when he would no longer be physically present with them. His disciples were filled with uncertainty and fear. They saw his miracles and felt small in his shadow. Yet Jesus lovingly reassured them that they were not just spectators. Instead, they were part of a vibrant story that continued beyond his time on earth. In John 14 verse 12, where this quote comes from, Jesus emphasizes that those who believe in him will not only perform great works but even greater ones. This is incredible. It challenges our perceptions of what we can achieve. Think about it: if Jesus accomplished extraordinary feats, such as healing the sick and spreading love like wildfire, then imagine the limitless potential that lies within each one of us when we trust in him. It's easy to feel insignificant while grappling with our problems. We might think, how can I possibly make a difference? But when we take a closer look at what Jesus meant, we see that he wasn't setting a competition between himself and his followers. Instead, he was opening the door to divine possibilities. When we come together as a community, supporting each other, loving each other, we amplify his message and carry it forward in ways that are impactful. You might wonder how this relates to you. Consider those moments at school or home when you feel overwhelmed or unsure of your capabilities. Maybe you face conflicts with friends or family that seem impossible to resolve. Jesus' promise acts like a beacon of hope. It reminds us that through faith and collective support, we can overcome any challenge and create wonderful changes in our world. This promise also emphasizes the importance of belief. Believing doesn't just mean having faith in ourselves, it means trusting in the support of something much greater than us, the love and grace that Jesus represents. The reassurance that comes from this belief can spark courage within us to act, to reach out, and to uplift others. So as you take a moment to reflect on your own life today, hold on to this vital message: you possess the potential for greatness. You might feel small right now, but remember, even the tiniest acts of kindness are part of a greater design. You have the capacity to do remarkable things. Let this knowledge inspire you as we explore what those greater things could look like in your own life. To truly appreciate the promise Jesus made, we need to step back into the world of the New Testament and understand what was happening at that time. Jesus spoke these powerful words, "You will do greater things than I," during a profoundly significant moment in his ministry. This was a time when his disciples were wrestling with their own fears and uncertainties. Picture this: Jesus had just spent years traveling, teaching, and performing miracles. His disciples witnessed incredible acts, the blind receiving sight, the lame walking, and storms calmed by his voice alone. Yet, despite these extraordinary experiences, they still questioned whether they could carry on his mission. They felt anxious about the future as they sensed that Jesus was preparing to leave them. As Jesus gathered them together one evening, knowing what lay ahead, the trials of betrayal, his impending crucifixion, he wanted to provide reassurance amidst their growing anxiety. It's easy to imagine the atmosphere filled with tension. The disciples likely felt a mixture of confusion and fear as they contemplated executing his teachings without him by their side. Would they be able to heal? Would they be able to lead others? In this vulnerable moment, Jesus emphasized that their work was just beginning. He reassured them that even greater things were possible through faith in him. This promise was not only for those early followers but also aimed directly at us across generations. It challenges us to rethink our limits and encourages us to trust in something greater than ourselves. Imagine being one of those disciples grappling with self-doubt while following someone as magnificent as Jesus. They might have thought, how could we possibly fill those shoes? Yet Jesus' words turned their feelings of inadequacy into a call for action. You can do this. He wasn't merely reinforcing their faith, he was setting the stage for a movement fueled by love and hope. This promise carries even more significance when we consider what happened next in the book of Acts, where we see those same fearful individuals transform into bold leaders spreading love, healing, and courage across different regions. They became the hands and feet of Christ through the Holy Spirit's empowerment. Jesus' encouraging message was meant to calm their fears and ignite hope within them, an invitation to believe in both themselves and in God's power working through them. As you reflect on this context today, think about your own moments of doubt or uncertainty. Just like the disciples faced challenges when embarking on their path, we also encounter obstacles on our journey. Let this biblical backdrop inspire you. If those early followers could rise above their fears by embracing Jesus' promise, so can you. With faith in your heart and encouragement from Christ's words, you have the strength to break new ground in your life, reaching out not only for your dreams but also uplifting those around you along the way. Now that we've explored the context of Jesus' promise, let's dive deeper into what he meant by greater things. At first, it might seem hard to imagine how anyone could achieve greater feats than those performed by Jesus himself. After all, he healed the sick, raised the dead, and even calmed storms. Yet, the beauty of his words lies in their invitation for us to explore our potential beyond what we can see. When Jesus spoke of greater things, he wasn't merely referring to miraculous acts, he was highlighting a transformation in how we live and interact with others. Think about it. If each person who believes in him is empowered to share love, kindness, and hope, the impact can be extraordinary. Let's look at some examples from the Bible where ordinary people accomplished remarkable feats through faith. One powerful story is that of David, a young shepherd boy who faced the giant Goliath. Armed only with faith and a sling, David took a bold stand against fear. With God's guidance, he defeated Goliath, demonstrating that even the smallest among us can achieve greatness when driven by courage and belief. Another inspiring figure is Esther, a young woman who became queen and used her position to save her people from destruction. Despite her fears and doubts about speaking up against injustice, she trusted that her purpose was greater than her fears. Esther's bravery not only changed her life but also saved an entire nation. Her story reminds us that standing up for what is right can lead to incredible outcomes. Then there's Paul, who started as a persecutor of Christians but transformed into one of the most influential apostles after encountering Jesus on the road to Damascus. His life illustrates how faith can change hearts and direct lives toward spreading hope across cultures. Paul traveled far and wide, establishing churches and sharing messages of love and grace, greater things indeed. These stories remind us that greatness often comes from humility and stepping out in faith despite our doubts. When we embrace Jesus' promise, we understand that we are not limited by our current circumstances or capabilities. Like David, Esther, or Paul, we are called to rise above our challenges and become catalysts for change. As you reflect on your own life today, consider the greater things you might be called to pursue. What dreams or goals seem daunting? How can you step into those challenges with faith? Remember that just as God empowered those biblical figures to accomplish extraordinary feats, He empowers you too. You carry within you the potential for greatness. Let this realization inspire you to take action in your community, through acts of kindness or standing up for what you believe in. By doing so, you will not only transform your own life but also create ripples of positive change in the lives of others around you. Embrace this beautiful promise as we continue on this journey together. As we continue our exploration of Jesus' promise, let's take a moment to connect His message to the human struggles we face every day. Life can often feel overwhelming, leaving us grappling with feelings of adversity, loneliness, or self-doubt. Whether it's the pressure of school, the need to fit in with friends, or even facing challenging family situations, these struggles are universal. Imagine waking up one morning feeling like the weight of the world is pressing down on your shoulders. You might think to yourself, can I really get through this? In those moments, it can be hard to remember that you possess strength beyond what you see in yourself. This is where Jesus' words come into play, "You will do greater things than I." These words are not just ancient scripture, they are a lifeline for anyone battling fear or insecurity. Consider how His promise can uplift us during our toughest times. When we feel alone, Jesus reminds us that we are part of a larger story, a community bound by love and shared purpose. Just like His disciples who faced uncertainty, we too have doubts about our abilities and our worth. But instead of letting that doubt defeat us, we can choose to embrace hope and trust in something greater. Think about the challenges you may be facing right now. Are there moments when you feel invisible or unimportant? When you doubt your ability to make a difference? Jesus tells us that these feelings do not define us, they are simply part of our journey. He encourages us to look beyond our circumstances and to remember that we are capable of more than we know. For instance, consider someone struggling with loneliness. It's easy to believe that no one understands or cares when you're feeling isolated. Yet, Jesus' message inspires us to reach out, to connect with others. Each act of kindness we show can spark hope and change within ourselves and those around us. Just as He empowered His disciples, we can uplift one another through simple gestures of love. Let's also take a moment to reflect on self-doubt. We all have moments when we question whether we are enough, whether we can achieve our dreams or make an impact. Remember the stories of David and Esther. They faced opposition and uncertainty but chose to act in faith. Their courage showed us that greatness often comes from stepping out despite our fears. If they could rise above their struggles, so can we. As you look at your life today, ask yourself how Jesus' message speaks to your current situation. What dreams seem too far away? How can you lean on faith and community support to overcome those hurdles? Let His promise inspire you to believe in yourself and your potential for greatness. The journey ahead may not always be easy, but remember, you are never alone in your struggles. With faith as your guide and love as your strength, you truly can accomplish greater things than you ever imagined. As we reflect on the promise that Jesus made, let's look at some inspiring real-life stories of people from various backgrounds who have done remarkable things through faith and community support. These stories remind us that His words, "You will do greater things than I," are not just a distant ideal but a living reality. One such story is that of Malala Yousafzai, a courageous young woman from Pakistan. Growing up in a region where girls were often denied an education, Malala refused to accept this injustice. Despite threats and violence against her, she advocated for girls' rights to learn. In 2012, she survived an assassination attempt by the Taliban. Instead of letting fear stop her, she continued to share her message with the world. Through her determination and faith in her cause, she became the youngest ever Nobel Prize laureate. Malala's journey is a powerful example of how one voice, driven by purpose and community support, can inspire millions and create change on a global scale. Next, let's consider the story of Oprah Winfrey. Born into poverty and facing numerous hardships, Oprah persevered through adversity with immense faith in herself and her dreams. She became a media mogul and used her platform to uplift others. Through her philanthropic efforts, Oprah has contributed millions to educational initiatives and empowerment programs for those in need. Her belief in bettering the lives of others illustrates how one person's journey can resonate with countless individuals, encouraging them to chase their dreams and uplift their communities. Another remarkable example is the story of Dr. Ben Carson. Growing up in a struggling single-parent household, Ben faced many challenges including poverty and academic struggles. Yet, with support from his mother and a strong faith in God, he worked diligently to improve his life. He eventually became a renowned neurosurgeon known for performing groundbreaking surgeries. Ben's story shows us that no matter how difficult our beginnings may be, with dedication and faith, we can achieve greatness and impact others' lives positively. We also have local heroes within our communities who inspire change every day. Think about teachers who go above and beyond for their students, mentors who guide young people toward success, or neighbors who come together to support those in crisis. These acts of kindness may seem small but collectively create waves of hope and transformation. As you listen to these stories, consider how each individual embraced Jesus' promise in their own unique way. They faced obstacles but leaned on their faith and the support of their communities to break through barriers. This can happen in your life too. Reflect on your own struggles or dreams today. What greater things might you accomplish with faith and support? Remember that every act of courage counts. You never know how your actions could inspire someone else or contribute to something much larger than yourself. Embrace this beautiful promise from Jesus as a guiding light on your journey, believe in your potential and take that first step towards greatness. As we reflect on the powerful promise Jesus made, it's essential to turn our focus inward and consider our own challenges. We've talked about amazing individuals who've transformed their lives and the lives of others through faith. Now, let's take a moment to think about your life. What obstacles are you facing? What dreams seem just out of reach? Life is full of ups and downs, and each person has their unique set of challenges. Perhaps you're navigating the pressures of school or dealing with difficult relationships. Maybe you feel overwhelmed by expectations or uncertain about your future. In these moments, it's easy to feel stuck or powerless, but remember, Jesus' words remind us that we have the potential for greatness within us. Start by identifying one specific challenge in your life. It might be something that makes you anxious or something you've been avoiding for too long. Write it down if you can. The act of putting your thoughts into words can often clarify what you're feeling. Acknowledge that this challenge is part of your journey, but it does not define your worth or your capabilities. Now, think about how Jesus' promise can apply to this challenge. His assurance, "You will do greater things than I," is an invitation to explore possibilities beyond what seems achievable right now. This promise encourages us to step outside our comfort zones and embrace a mindset that sees beyond limitations. For instance, if you struggle with self-doubt during exams or performances, recognize that many successful people experience similar feelings but choose to push forward despite them. Reflect on how David faced Goliath with only a sling and a stone because he believed he could make a difference. What small action could you take today that aligns with your goals? Perhaps it's reaching out for help from a friend or teacher or dedicating time each day to practice and improve. If loneliness weighs heavily on your heart, consider ways to connect with others, whether it's joining a club at school or volunteering in your community. Each step toward building relationships can help alleviate those feelings of isolation while empowering others as well. And let's not forget the power of faith. Whether you find strength in prayer, meditation, or simply reflecting on positive affirmations, tapping into that source can uplift your spirit when times are tough. As you navigate through your own challenges, remember that every small act counts and contributes toward achieving greater things. Embrace this opportunity for personal growth as a chance to rise above difficulties and empower yourself through faith and community support. Reflect on who you can turn to for encouragement: friends, family members, mentors, people who lift you up when you're feeling low. By seeking support from those around you and trusting in Jesus' promise, you're not walking this journey alone. So today, take courage. Identify your challenges and transform them into stepping stones toward greatness. You have everything within you to overcome these hurdles. Believe in yourself just as Jesus believes in you. Together, let's continue embracing this promise as we move forward on our journeys toward becoming the best versions of ourselves. As we wrap up our discussion on the incredible promise Jesus made, let's take a moment to focus on how we can put his words into action in our daily lives. It's one thing to understand the message, it's another to live it out. So, let's talk about some practical steps you can take to embrace the hope and potential found in his promise: "You will do greater things than I." First, begin each day with a positive intention. When you wake up in the morning, take a moment to reflect on what you're grateful for and set an intention for the day ahead. This could be as simple as committing to show kindness toward others or choosing to tackle a specific challenge that's been weighing on your mind. By starting your day with purpose, you open yourself up to opportunities for growth and connection. Next, look for ways to serve those around you. Jesus modeled love through service, and we can follow in his footsteps by finding small ways to help others each day. Whether it's holding the door for someone, offering a listening ear to a friend in need, or volunteering at a local charity, each act of kindness adds value to both your life and the lives of others. Remember that these small gestures can create ripples of hope and positivity within your community. Another powerful step is to set achievable goals. Reflect on what greater things might look like in your life. Perhaps you want to improve in school, build stronger relationships, or develop a new skill. Break down these larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks that you can tackle one step at a time. Celebrate your progress along the way. Each accomplishment brings you closer to realizing your potential. Don't forget the importance of surrounding yourself with supportive people. Find friends or mentors who uplift and encourage you, just as Jesus did with his disciples. Share your goals and challenges with them. Their support can be invaluable in moments when self-doubt creeps in. Engage in conversations about faith and personal growth. These connections can inspire you and remind you that you're not alone on this journey. Additionally, make time for reflection and prayer or meditation every day. Spend moments connecting with God through quiet contemplation or prayerful dialogue. Ask for guidance as you work toward your goals. Trust that He is there with you every step of the way. This spiritual connection can empower you during tough times and remind you of the strength that lies within. Lastly, stay open-minded about your journey toward greatness. Sometimes the path may lead us down unexpected roads filled with lessons we didn't foresee. Embrace those experiences, they are part of your growth story. As we conclude today's message, I encourage you to take these actionable steps seriously, make them part of your daily routine. Remember that by believing in yourself and acting on Jesus' promise, you are capable of achieving incredible things. So go forth courageously, reach out with love and kindness into the world around you. You possess immense potential. Let this knowledge inspire every aspect of your life as together we strive to fulfill Jesus' words, doing greater things today and always. As we reach the final part of our journey together, let's take a moment for some heartfelt reflection on the promise that Jesus made, "You will do greater things than I." This is more than just a statement, it is an invitation wrapped in love, hope, and potential. During tough times, how can this promise bring us peace and motivation? Life can feel overwhelming at times. We may find ourselves facing challenges that leave us feeling lost, anxious, or alone. Whether it's the pressures of school, struggles at home, or uncertainties about our future, these moments can cast shadows over our spirits. In such times, grasping the essence of Jesus' words can be like holding a warm light in the darkness. Believing in this promise means trusting that we are not defined by our struggles but empowered to rise above them. Like a seed waiting to sprout through the soil, we possess within us everything needed to grow and flourish. Jesus invites us to see ourselves as vessels of His love and grace. He assures us that we have the ability to create positive change, not only in our lives but also in the lives of those around us. Think back on the stories we've discussed, David bravely facing Goliath, Esther boldly standing up for her people, and modern heroes like Malala and Oprah who changed the world with their faith and determination. Each of these individuals faced their own set of challenges yet chose to act with courage and purpose. They believed in themselves and took steps toward something greater. Now, reflect on your own journey. What if you embraced this same belief? What if you allowed Jesus' promise to inspire you when you're feeling overwhelmed? Remember that it's okay to feel doubt or fear. Even the most courageous among us experience those emotions. But these feelings do not have to hold you back. Instead, allow them to fuel your motivation to seek growth. When life feels heavy, take a moment to breathe deeply and center yourself. Come back to that promise, "You will do greater things than I." Let it resonate within you as a message of hope. Imagine what small steps you can take today that align with this call: a kind word to someone in need, an extra effort in your studies, or reaching out for help when you feel uncertain. Embracing a hopeful mindset doesn't mean ignoring our struggles, rather, it means recognizing them and choosing to believe in the possibilities ahead. With faith as your foundation and community as your support system, remember that every little action counts toward achieving something greater. As we conclude today's discussion, carry this message with you: you are capable of incredible things. Let Jesus' words empower you during tough times and inspire you toward personal growth. Believe in yourself as He believes in you and step into each day with courage. So go forth with peace in your heart and hope shining bright. Embrace this beautiful promise as a guiding light on your journey. Together, let's pave the way for vibrant lives filled with purpose and meaningful impact. As we come to the end of our journey today, let's take a moment to reflect on the incredible promise Jesus made and the impact it can have on our lives. His words, "You will do greater things than I," serve not only as a source of motivation but a reminder that we all have the capacity for greatness through love and kindness. Life is filled with challenges and struggles, but these are also opportunities for growth. Each one of us has a unique purpose, a special calling that often unfolds through our actions and interactions with others. When we embrace the promise of Jesus, we unlock the potential to rise above our difficulties and become catalysts for change in our communities. Remember the inspiring stories we've shared, the bravery of David facing Goliath, Esther standing up for her people, and the modern heroes who have transformed their lives and the world around them through faith and determination. Their journeys remind us that greatness does not require perfection, it arises from courage, compassion, and resilience. What does this mean for us today? It means that whether you are a student striving for academic success, an individual facing personal challenges, or someone seeking to make a difference in the lives of others, you have the power within you to accomplish extraordinary things. You don't need to wait for a grand opportunity. Sometimes, it's in the small acts of kindness where greatness truly shines. So how can you take this message forward? First, practice love and kindness in your everyday life. Whether it's helping a classmate with their studies or simply offering a smile to someone who seems down, these actions create ripples of positivity. You might not always see the impact immediately, but trust that even small gestures can inspire hope and uplift spirits. Next, share this message with others in your life. Encourage your friends and family to embrace their potential. Remind them that they, too, can do greater things. Sometimes all it takes is a little support from others to help ignite that spark within. Additionally, let's build a community based on love, empowerment, and encouragement. Surround yourself with people who lift you up and challenge you to pursue your dreams. Engage in conversations about faith and growth. These discussions can lead to profound transformations and strengthen bonds among each other. As we conclude our time together today, carry these thoughts with you. You are capable of remarkable things. Let Jesus' promise inspire your journey as you navigate through life's ups and downs. Embrace your capacity for greatness and share this hope with everyone around you. Together, let's create a world where love and kindness flourish, a world where we uplift one another as we strive to fulfill our potential. May you step forward with peace in your heart and determination in your spirit, ready to embrace the greater things that lie ahead. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. Let's go out there and make an impact.